from CASSIUS, IFL TV, MCK Global. Are you two friends or not?
We're good friends. I respect David Higgins.
But you didn't at first, did you? At first you didn't.
I thought it was a bit of a helmet, first of all. Like, you know when you're doing the stuff...
Do you know what a helmet is?
You know
No, I don't. What's a helmet?
It's not the best. It was like, you know when you're doing all the stuff like... in the
Storming the Fury.
No, with the press conference. No, the press
the glass
conference.
jaw stuff.
Yeah. But I like that because people... You know, this is just all an act. It's all, as I always say to you, Shakespeare, all the world's a stage. We're all characters, we're all pawns in this crazy world of boxing. So I'm the loudmouth, tubby Essex geezer. He's the nutty New Zealander. You're some blagger who's just somehow built this...
I wondered what you said there. Go on, carry on.
So, you know...
It's a business full of characters. I've never met anyone normal in boxing. Eddie's probably the most normal. I mean, look around boxing. No, well, it's not a compliment. Who wants to be normal?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Do you know when he was trying to get you to have a couple of shots of tequila at the press conference?
I remember
and all that to kind of liven yourself up?
That was last time. This time I suggested and he wasn't up for it this time. He said he was on a stag do last night.
Yeah, no, last couple of weekends ago. So the liver's taken a bit of a bashing, but it's a lot on the line actually.
Yeah, Dillian White's liver will be taking a bashing.
Yeah, no, Parker's will.
No,
I'm convinced Parker's going to drop your boy. Sorry, Dillian's going to drop your boy with body shots. Anyway, that's another thing. So it's a great fight. Great fight. No one really has a clue what's going to happen. We know it's a 50-50. If Parker does what he says he's going to do, you're going to get fight of the year. Because if he comes to fight, Dillian's ready. There's no one who's more ready to have a tear up than Dillian White. And Dillian White is prepared to go to levels and places that you don't want to be. But this geezer will go there to get the victory.
Yeah, look, that's all emotive stuff, but you haven't specified any facts as to why Dillian wins. Let's look, Parker, he's got the quickest hands in the division. He's way quicker than Dillian. Dillian isn't that powerful. He's not as good as Anthony Joshua. Parker's got a better chin, we all know that. Never been down in his entire life, other than when he's asleep. Probably smarter, just too much class.
It's not a maths test, is it?
Well, what are you saying, that Dillian can't do maths?
Well, I'm not
You're
sure.
his promoter, you mean to talk him up,
To be honest with you, I doubt his education was that great. But one thing I do know is...
Dillian, if you need a promoter that actually talks you up...
What, your maths? Yeah. One thing I do know is, if it comes down to heart, grit, tenacity, and the will to win, our boy wins. But I don't want to see none of this running around again, just sort of...
I think Joe wins the fight and the maths test.
Really?
And I win the bet.
Do you think you win by knockout?
Yes. Round 7 KO.
I'm going for round 9 KO with body shots.
For Parker?
No, close.
You're quite brave calling Dillian White mentally unstable in the press conference, I thought.
I think he'd probably agree.
It's not the words he used on my interview. He told you to go F yourself on my interview.
He was quite quiet though, Dillian, at the presser, wasn't he? You were quite surprised.
Yeah, I expected more fireworks from Dillian, and you know, it could be a mark that he's a bit nervous and unsure of himself going into this fight.
When was the last time you both spent 20 grand?
He bought his shoes, his watch, this probably 50 there, 100 there, so me, a long time.
Derek Chisora's cost one of you 20 grand.
Oh, it's nearly cost us 100.
Nearly cost you 100.
I like to have an edge when I'm gambling, and when the bookies say either money or man, you can't split them. I don't really like to gamble, but we put under pressure.
Look, the fight's a gamble, so we don't need to add another.
To be honest, there's a lot more than 20 grand on the line now, because there's shots at the world title, there's having potentially, you know, commercially one of the biggest heavyweights out there in the division, which the victor of this will be. And you know, for Dave, if Joseph Parker loses the fight, he's in a bad spot.
I believe in honesty and transparency. He's loaded and he's got 50 or 100 fighters. I'm not loaded, I've got one. There's way more on the line for me than there is for Hearn. And Parker too. That's why not only are we better, but we've got more on the line, and we're going to crush Dillian White on Saturday.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. Well, I'm not. Joseph is.
Yeah, trust me, you ain't.
If you lose the bet, how are you going to pay him?
Oh, that's a good question. I might have to sell my car.
Yeah. No, will you pay him in cash?
No, I'll have to. I might do an IOU. I'll do his gardening. I'll go out to the Faulty Towers mansion and do the gardening.
I might just. Do you know what I might do? I might just.
That creepy, overheated, sort of Swedish sauna thing that he lives, office house castle that he lives in with a helicopter pad in the back.
Do you know what I might do? I might just waive the bet when Dillian knocks him out and just say, come round and do a week of gardening.
Yeah.
Right? So every night I can get home from work, right, and Higgins is out there. What's that geezer? Tom Hanks. Life is like a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump, like that in my garden, in his string vest, going up and down. That's worth much more than 20k.
What is a string vest?
What you wore last time? When we were negotiating the Joshua fight, you stripped off in the office into a vest.
It's not a politically correct term. In New Zealand, in slang, they call it the wife beater.
What?
Have you heard that?
No, but string vest means you're a pest.
No.
Was that rhyming slang?
It was like Marlon Brando of Streetcar Named Desire, I thought.
Yeah, I cranked up the heating in the office.
It was sweltering. I was sweating. Like, I'm wearing a sweater and it was 100 degrees in there, so do you mind if I take my jumper off?
I said no problem. I think you have a t-shirt underneath.
Singlet, they call it. And we finished the contract and with Frank the other day, it was the same. I was wearing my running gear. Nice. It's a tradition.
Can you just explain to him what a helmet is, because he doesn't know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Helmet's like, it's the end of your knob, isn't it? So
right. Okay.
It's like it's not a knob, but it's like the tip of it.
No,
do you know what I mean? So it's like
I got it. No.
It's not a complete knob.
I got it.
It's just
so it's not you
part of a knob.
Because you're a complete knob.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. He said earlier, he goes, "Do you know why you like me so much?" He says, "Because I make a twat out of myself."
And it takes the heat
off you because you're a complete twat.
No, because see, when I choose to act like a twat at times, and he's a constant twat. But when I choose to act like a twat, it takes the heat off him, and
my twat is.
Yeah, he's enjoying.
They say you got a helmet and a twat. No problem.
All right. Okay. Got your predictions? Weigh-in tomorrow. It's on 2 days and.
It's going to be a really enjoyable night. I think sometimes. The last one at Wembley, it was such a massive occasion that you don't really get the. This is like.
Well, it was Principality the last one with Parker.
What's that?
The
Millennium Stadium. Yeah, but Dave, you don't know the history, mate. Seriously. It's the Millennium Stadium. That's what we know it as.
Well, I prefer the Millennium name anyway.
Whatever it was called, you were never winning.
Yeah. So.
All right. Okay. And how are you going to pay him if you lose?
However he wants.
Yeah.
We'll probably end up singing it to charity anyway.
Yeah.
That's
hang
a
on.
good touch.
Compared to him, I am the damn charity.
All right.
We'll give it to charity.
You imagine he gives it to one. You imagine when you rock up in Auckland or wherever he's from. I bet he's like Lord of the Manor.
No, they think of me the same there as they do here.
I wouldn't go back.
Polarising.
All right. Well, listen, Dave, Eddie, thank you very much. Talking to iFull TV. Best of luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Can I grab you both? Yeah.
Okay.